Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I have game 1 of a best of 5. It's going to be super cool because it's a ZvT. Let me get straight into this and introduce the two players. They're spawning on Star Station and down in the bottom left position we have the blue Terran player. It's Shuttle. And his opponent spawning in the top right, the red Zerg. From Quanta Gaming, it's HyuN. Now, HyuN, I'm not going to lie, is one of my favourite players ever, and the reason for that is nothing logical, nothing like, well, I really like his build orders, and I think his play is really good because of blah, blah, blah-diddy-blah, but it's just because HyuN was one of the first pro players I ever frequently casted in tournaments, and actually got, like, talking to in game lobbies and things like that, and he was just a really cool guy, and I think for that reason alone, that is why he became one of my favourite players. And you always stick. It's sort of the first one who you ever meet in person will always leave an impression on you. The first pro player who you ever start casting regularly in online events will leave an impression. The first pro player who ever completely wolf stomps you in a joke game at a LAN will always leave an impression. I'm not going to name who that was though, but someone at a LAN in the last year has completely annihilated me in a game, and it was very, very funny, mainly because of the fact that they weren't even trying. I don't think they were going for a bit of a joke build, and I got destroyed. However, having said that, there are certain casters who I may or may not regularly cast with who I can completely annihilate in a game. So I'm not going to name who they are. They can keep their internet secrecy, but yeah, that's fun times. Now, in terms of strategy in this game, which is why you've all tuned in, most likely, let's just talk a little about what they're doing. Well, HyuN, he's going for a hatch first, perfectly normal. Should be followed up by 16 supply spawning pool, or even a gas first. Wow, so really going economical. And I'm going to touch on that a bit more. For the moment, though, we see Shuttle build the supply depot just to block the wall off so the drone can't get in and not know what is going to be occurring. We can see that the barracks has come out. There's no gas, so going to be a quick command center off the back of this, and that's completely fine. Nothing to worry about in the slightest. But HyuN, let's talk a little bit about why this gas is a really good thing to do on Star Station. Well, Star Station is a bit of a two-base map, to be honest. The third, admittedly, Zerg players have the easiest of all the races, but a third is a bit difficult to take still. It's not too fun, even on cross spawns, and I believe it's forced cross spawns. Your third you take is always going to be a bit like, it's just not too comfortable doing it. So therefore, HyuN wants to get more gas out to be able to take more map presence and more potentially dominance in this game early on, off of two bases, and by going for this really quick gas, he doesn't need to secure the third super fast, and if his opponent does go for this greedy command center, as he's doing, then HyuN's going to be able to put on some pressure, and really try and punish that sort of build, and therefore delay the need for him to stay a base up and get his third down too quickly. But for the moment we see Shuttle coming in with this SCV, going to get a good scout off, we'll be able to see how much gas has been mined from this extractor, should he be that inclined. We can see the 4 Zerglings are on their way to join the 2 already out on the field. That means this SCV unlikely to survive. 2 Queens also on their way down. We see Zergling speed already started, and after that Zergling speed was begun, there was 3 workers in there, 2 got pulled out leaving 1, and then got remaxed back out to 3. And if I actually take a look at the vision of, oh no, I can't see it now. I was going to say, I was wondering how many of those workers were in there when the SCV came out, but unfortunately the SCV has now died. We can see that the factory and reactor is getting produced here for the Terran player. Very normal reactor HyuN build. The Marines just trying to push back that Overlord, not going to get the kill. And obviously the big thing to note is that this command center was built in the main as opposed to at the natural. Therefore it's going to be delaying and just pumping SCVs as opposed to taking that super fast. Now HyuN, he's getting a hatchery up to a lair very early on, really early on actually, just past the 5-minute mark, so this is a really tech heavy play. His second gas only just coming down now. Zergling speed about to finish up, no sign of a Roach-Ron or anything like that, which is getting really into the meta game in order to deal with these HyuNs that come out. Is, hey, I'm just going to get that down, but ooh, this is interesting. An armory is on its way. Hellbat drops are almost certain to be occurring in the near future, because that's really what you get going for. That quick armory is really just to get Hellbats out. It can also be for mech upgrades if you are going to be meching, but generally speaking, with a starport as well, with that super fast factory, yeah, that just screams Hellbat drops, which is fine. The mines will help defend really quite nicely. The Roach-Ron just getting started here by HyuN, so this is just going to allow him to tech up, utilize Roach speed, because his lair is now completed. He's got no evolution chambers, so he's pumping all of these 3 gas geysers into Roach production. He is now just starting a Nidus network. This is going to allow for very quick reinforcements. HyuN wants to end this game right here, right now, and he may just be able to do so, because with this medevac coming out, with the Hellbats now in production, all that is sitting here for defense for Shuttle is 4 Marines in a bunker and 2 Widow Mines. That is not going to be able to defend too easily against a big Roach Bush, especially with super fast reinforcements. So the big question is, where will this Nidus network be going down? Roach speed may even be skipped just in order to pump out as many Roaches as possible, and it seems that is what HyuN intends to do this game. He's got lots of vision from this watchtower, Zerglings all around as well, so this Nidus worm can go down wherever HyuN decides, and it's going to be right outside the natural base. This is such quick reinforcements, and as we can see at the moment, if we look at Shuttle's vision, he has no clue. All he sees is a couple of Zerglings poking and prodding around. That's nothing to be scared of. That's the sort of thing you'd be like, oh, okay, make my 3rd command center. I guess everything's fine. He won't even be able to hear that noise. The first thing he's going to notice is that there is a couple of Roaches coming in. The Widow Mines detonate on those 2 Zerglings, and that means the Roaches now are going to be able to do so much. There's an Overseer there, and as we can see, the Widow Mine's getting taken out. The bunker desperate to be repaired, but my goodness, this is a lot of Roaches starting to move forward. They're just going to go om-nom-nomming their way through these SCVs. And they don't really om-nom, they just kind of spit at them a little bit. They're very uncivilized Roaches. Don't they know spitting is not cool? Hellbats coming in, of course. Hellbats are probably not the worst thing you could have, but against Roaches, they're still not fantastic. So many SCVs are getting taken down here. We've got way more Roaches in production. Queens even getting pumped out here. That means that creep can be spread straight towards this natural. A single Viking is there. We've got more Hellbats on the way, joining the 7 that are already down, and we can see that they are actually doing a nice amount of damage up here, and I completely missed this early on, but Shuttle's managed to go 6 drones already here with these 2 Hellbats. Really effective play, but this is where the big action's coming. HyuN has got to really do some nice damage here, and he should be able to because he's getting a good number of Roaches out. Roach speed is on its way, but Shuttle, he's just sitting back. He's making sure he's in a defense position. He knows he's done some decent damage. The Viking clearing out any Overlords that it can find around the map. That's obviously going to be very beneficial. This one Roach got a bit lost in terms of the memo. HyuN is supply blocked as well. That's incredibly frustrating for him. Loading up just a couple more Roaches into the Nidus, and that Nidus is just going to keep reinforcing ever so quickly. The Hellbats desperate to sit there. A couple of Widow Mines are on their way out. There aren't any down there at the moment. We can see that the Hellbats yet again doing a bit more damage, but only getting 3 more workers. But the medevac nearly going down. One of the Hellbats did die, and HyuN is ready to start moving forward towards this natural base. The bunker so far back that it cannot defend this orbital command, and that means these SCVs are sacrificed. But Hellbat drops are going to come straight over to get the surround on the Roaches if they are able, and therefore do a huge amount of splash damage coming in. But for the moment, HyuN, he's still supply blocked. He's getting more Overlords out. These Widow Mines are going to help magnificently. And here comes down the Hellbat drop. This is exactly what Shuttle would have wanted. He did a good amount of damage there. We can see that still 4 Hellbats are remaining. There's more coming out all the time as well. This drop with a single Hellbat in it has got to be so cautious moving in though, because with the Queens here and with so little health on that medevac, they probably wouldn't even be able to get it down without it basically getting taken out exceptionally fast. But road speed is about to finish up, and now we have got a Nidus coming in the main. Okay, Nidus in the main makes things really exciting. The Hellbats are trying to come back. The Roaches pushing in towards the natural at the same time. This is where you've suddenly got to try and defend to 2 places at once. But with the SCVs attacking as well, we can see that it is able to get taken out. But that distraction has allowed the Roaches to come in. We can see the Shuttle about to lose his orbital command. Meanwhile, the double drop was trying to do some damage, but so many Roaches back here to defend.